Shvi'i Parshas Metzora. Pasuk says, "V'zarta bes b'nei Yisrael mitum osam," that you shall separate b'nei Yisrael from their contamination. There is a requirement that a barrier must be placed. The person has to put separations or barriers to avoid coming to contact or encountering tumah. And the Gemara in Maseches Nida actually learns an important halacha, is that we know that a woman can calculate, as part of the mitzvah of Taras Mishpacha, she can calculate when she is expecting to have her period. And on that day, it is actually prohibited for a man to have relations with his wife. But not only that, the din of the Hizartin means that you have to add 12 hours. As a barrier or a boundary, you have to distance yourself from that day's another whole period, which is 12 hours from when that happens, as part of being cautious for the day that she is expecting her period. But Moshe Feinstein, Zichrono Tzadik Livrocha, asked the Kasha in Drash Moshe, has a very, very strong question. He says, we know from the earlier Aliyah that there are actually 2 time periods in a woman's cycle. There are the first 7 days, and when she sees Dam, then the first 7 days is considered to be Dam Nida, and it has a whole set of halachas. After she goes to the mikvah, the next 11 days is considered to be Dam Ziva, that she's not expected to see blood there, and if she does, they have a whole set of halachas that are different than the laws of Nida, and it's considered to be Dam Ziva, and again, those are days where blood is not expected. When those 11 days go through, then again starts the next cycle of Nida, that when she sees Dam, she's going to be Tmei again for 7 days. So Moshe says that the pasuk, if you look at the pasuk of the Hizartem, that we have to set this boundary of 12 hours before, that's actually not being written by the laws of Nida, but it's actually written by the laws of Ziva, by Azava it's written. So he says, so if it's teaching you that you need the 12 hours before for Nida, why is it being taught associated with the woman who is Azava in the 11 days and not associated with a woman that's expecting Dam in the 7 days? That's the question he asks. And he answers gives a fascinating insight. He says that it's important that a person be aware, even during the 11 days, that even though there's no expectation that she should see Dam, he has to recognize, I don't need to create the boundary now because she's not expected to see Dam. It shouldn't just go blissfully through those days without any awareness whatsoever. He needs to be aware consciously that I don't need the boundaries in these 11 days because there is no expectation of Dam. He says, if a person is aware during the time when there is no expectation, then he will not fall into the lapse of being unaware when there is an expectation. It's very important to have an awareness at all times. Therefore, the Torah is teaching you that during the times of Zova, he needs to have the awareness so that he will also be aware for when he really has to put the boundary for the 12 hours during when she is during her needed time during the 7 days.